the big dog. A seasoned vet in the music industry for over 13 years, Bruce began in the mailroom at Atlantic Records, when they gave him his first A&R job. Gladys, what a legend! Gladys Pizarro is one of the most recognizable names in dance music today. She's the co-founder of the legendary house music label Strictly Rhythm. Before we begin, I just want to know a little bit about, in 60 seconds or less, a little bit about your day-to-day process after signing an artist. 60 seconds.
Okay, then you sign an artist, you take a, you get a bio, you take them to get a photo shoot, you go to the studio and record all the music. Those are the things that you do in the beginning.
It goes so much further than just signing.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's just the beginning.
Yeah, okay. Stephanie.
I would say you sign them, and I always think it's good to sit down with the artist and sort of talk about the vision and the direction of the music, and then you go from there. And you can do sessions, you can have them do collaborations with other people, and then you have releases and you make timelines and keep going. 60 seconds is a very short period of time.
We're going to get into all that in a minute, but I just want people to just get the feel for you before we begin. Matt, what about you?
I mean, for me, it is, having a clear understanding of what the artist, wants to do. So looking at, outside producers, outside songwriters, collaborators, features, on tracks, leave the marketing, the vision and the creative, to the team there. But on the music side, in general, it is, the idea of what the artist wants to do prior to signing. Of course, that's the reason that you sign them. So whether that's a record or you're working towards an EP, are they going to write everything themselves, or is it from a collaboration, outside writers, outside producers, studio time, get to work?
Bruce. Yeah, go ahead. Real loud. Got to really get into that.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Just on some of the artists that you mentioned on Def Jam, like Bieber and Alessia, I didn't actually sign them, although I A&R Alessia. I do all their remixes. It's all about the music. I mean, by the time I sign an artist, I kind of know what they want. I know what I want from the artist, otherwise I wouldn't sign the artist. So I like to get busy with the music. If the artist is one of the artists that writes songs,
right,
then let's go through the songs. If the artist is an artist that doesn't necessarily write songs and we got to find outside producers, we start that process. But to be honest with you, I don't start the process when I just sign them. Like, I would already have an idea before I sign them.
Exactly.
It's kind of late if you got to figure it out after you sign them.
Exactly. Well, how does somebody get on your radar? Because a lot of you don't like to be solicited. You hate that. I know that for a fact. And how does somebody get on your radar, Bruce? A young artist today.
I'll be honest, some of the biggest artists that I've ever been involved with, a lawyer has brought them to me. I was taught 30 years ago to know the lawyers. So if a lawyer, I can't get myself thinking.
Yeah, can we turn down, Jared, have the music taken down in the back there. Thank you.
By the way, there's no one listening to me. It's true.
No, 100%.
How do they get on rate? Lawyers. I mean, I was taught to know the lawyers. So lawyers in the music business, if a lawyer has one great act, one great writer, one great producer, they start getting on a roll. So a lot of times I'll get on, like I saw this girl Alyssa that I'm really excited about. A lawyer called me up, who's a friend of mine for a long time. He's like, you need to see this girl. She's in from London. She came into my office. I fell in love with her. I flew to London and we signed her. I just got a lot of opportunities coming. And then there's other ways of research. The internet now and SoundCloud and YouTube and this one and that one gives me the opportunity, to find stuff online. What was interesting, and then I'll let someone else talk, is while I was waiting, there was a booth out there for Rock and Soul, the record store.
Right.
I don't know how many people are familiar with Rock and Soul. Anyway, I was just sitting out there killing time, and I went, Rock and Soul, that's where I started my career. Because I worked at a record store that the record companies would call, that was research at the time, There was
Wow,
no
things have
iTunes.
changed.
They would call me to see what was hot. And that's how I found like new shoes and a bunch of artists. I mean, obviously research is quite different today, so
Much different.
there's a lot of different, and I keep myself surrounded with young people. I'm the only one on the panel with gray hair, so I have to make
Nice.
myself.
So,
Stephanie, how does somebody get on your radar? New artist out there.
Kind of similar to what he said, I think knowing lawyers and managers is very important. And then like for me, sometimes it's to do with licensing from other countries, so knowing A&Rs in other countries that are looking to license is another way. And then also, research, like what he said, just, looking at, Chartmetric and Spotify data and SoundCloud and all that stuff. I think it's all important to look at everything.
Matt, how about you?
I mean, it's really what Bruce and Stephanie said. It's a lot of lawyers, a lot of managers. It's really the network that you want to build. And the trust that you build, with the managers, with lawyers, with international, label partners. Those people know what you like, what you may not be, and when you develop the relationship, they want to come to you first. They want your opinion. Your opinion means a lot to them. So, but to Bruce's point, from a major perspective, it is always from for the most part lawyers.
Gladys, I would imagine it would be a lot different with you. I mean, more being a little bit of a more independent, obviously.
Yeah, it's totally different. It's always by word of mouth. I'm always at the clubs. I'm always the friend of a friend, or I got a friend that got something for you. I get emails. I get certain things sent to me. Now everything is done by a private SoundCloud. Like no more CDs or
Right, of course,
things like that.
of course. Online plays such an importance, of course, being recognized today. Bruce, being old school. You're not even. You're not on Instagram.
Look at that tracksuit, I gotta change that.
You're not on Instagram. You're very low profile. Do you spend a lot of time online? Are you looking at those Mixclouds, those SoundClouds, those Spotify, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, but I have a bunch of young people around me that we sit around and go through it almost every day, definitely once a week. And, I call it reading the tea leaves. Put this together with that and that together with this, and then some gut. Like I listen to the music as well, and I'm like, this is urgent. This could wait. Let's keep watching it. Get on a plane tonight. All of the above.
Are showcases still a thing? Do you go out of the house to a showcase?
What does that mean?
Because you're so big, you're just so large. Do showcases still mean something?
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, if that artist, has a live scenario to it, I would want to see it. I would go out.
I mean, from a showcase perspective, absolutely, because I'm not trying to sign a record, I'm trying to sign an artist. An artist, I want to see what they're like, live. I want to hear, their voice. I want to see their connection, to a crowd. So for me, it's, unless you're looking to sign, just, a viral record, I need to see the artist, perform. I have to see.
Let's think now. And Stephanie, you must spend, obviously, so much time in the clubs, no? Or do you have people do that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I do have, people around me, younger people, like you said too, that kind of do that. But I still go out too. I don't want to be like completely disconnected from that.
So how does that happen? You send somebody younger than you, goes to the clubs,
Yeah.
goes to Ibiza, they come to you and report back to you. You got to see this. You got to see this act. You got to see this. And then what happens? What transpires?
I just check out the act. I listen to the music. If they have a show, I go check it out myself. Like you said, if there is a live component, whether it's actual instrumentation or just DJing, I want to see what they're like live. And I just check out the whole package and see if actually there is a whole package.
Hey, you're known for that. I mean, Gladys, you're still just out there signing and wheeling and dealing in the clubs. And
It's funny.
that's part of the scene. If you're not doing that,
There was a young lady by the name of DJ Ray, who, she's been, actually, I think she has a publishing deal with Ultra. But there's something really special about this girl. Not only is she a DJ, she sings, but she's a DJ, she sings, she writes, and she produces. So she's like amazing. And, you know, she had a couple of records come out, but I just put out a record with her this summer, and it's completely snowballing, and it's creating like, you know,
Amazing.
yeah, it's creating exposure for her. So I'm really happy about it because there's a management company that's going to pick her up, a very big management company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You're responsible for so many people like that. Hey, Bruce, what are the do's and don'ts? Somebody approaches an A&R. It's like a casting agent.
How do you guys decide as to what gets played as much as gets played? Like, you know, I'm sure if you listen to radio, why do you feel like you're hearing the same song over and over? Like, who makes those decisions and how do you make them?
It sucks unless it's your song. It's being played over and over. This.
It doesn't mean that it's a good song, and I can speak personally, it doesn't mean that it's going to get on the air just because it's a big DJ.
I mean,